It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Yes, we are excited because it's a Friday and because there are some amazing movies floating about right now, and this could be the one that you need to see. Furiosa, the latest in the Mad Max saga, is making all kinds of waves. I think most importantly from within the film industry, the people are just losing their minds. And I mean, the people being JP Sebastian.
Yeah, man. I lost my hair.
Yeah, literally, you lost your musical ability. You can't play chopsticks anymore.
I'm like chopping on that.
There is a lot. You're chopping it straight.
Oh, please, let's continue.
There is a massive amount of interest around this film, as you would expect from a Mad Max, from a George Miller, from a Chris Hemsworth, from a Anya Taylor-Joy. She seems to be the one that has kind of stood out here as the X factor. What do you make of this film, Bud?
Tell you what, before I tell you what I make of this film, it's always nice to hear straight from the horse's mouth. So let's have a closer look with the people who made this stuff. You just mentioned some of those great names. George Miller, we've got to have huge respect for. The guy who previously made Fury Road. What was that, 2015?
Yeah.
Yo. Okay. So, like, AMK wasn't around then.
Yeah.
It's another Fury Road. So let's have a look at a little featurette for Furiosa, which has been out for a week, but I've got to talk about it.
What has he been doing?
There was a burning sort of rage that Anya felt strongly about. She is Furiosa.
I have very much been in her head.
Anya brought something ferocious, far and beyond what I thought possible.
I've put my whole body into this, utterly at every level.
You need a highly intelligent, resolute quality to become Furiosa. So there was definitely an overlap with the character, and that certainly informed the process of the movie.
Furiosa is trying to get home. The Mentis is in her way, and they go to war over it.
Where are you going? So full of hope. There is no hope!
Anya brought such a passion, such a depth.
And there's a real brutality. Whilst this whirlwind is going on around, you just feel like she brings you in.
If you find him, he's mine.
It's also the sound I make when I knape.
Yes, all of us.
All sorts of silly, childlike, masculine, weird noises were coming out there. That means it's ticking a lot of action boxes.
It's got to be weird as heck, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's not weird, Max. It's Mad Max. But you guys just gave me 2 delicious points already. That's weird to describe it like that. But you said that Anya Taylor-Joy has what?
It's about 32 lines. And
the whole movie?
And the whole movie. And basically,
it's a long film. It's not like a short film.
They asked this director, they said, hey, so why... there's not a lot of lines for somebody who's a lead character, and he's like, but it's an action movie.
What do you want?
Why do you want to stop somebody for like a huge, verbose, drivel? Like, just watch the action.
Larry Flint monologue. Yeah, come on.
Jeez, family movies over here. So before I ask you about your little tidbit of trivia, I'll make a point on that. And similarly, like, it's such a breath of fresh air in the grey slop of, as grey comes on the screen, slop of exposition. It's like a bright red apple to get a movie like this, where similar to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, there's necessarily economy of language. Can in one gesture you portray 6 pages of emotion and scene. You absolutely do not need the microphone that Chris Hemsworth is holding right now described by like 4 different Avengers and then 3 argue about it and why they need a new microphone for Thanos, etc., etc. Like, it's a ride, and it's one of these rare movies. I'd say that Furiosa, geez, I'm already jumping into my assessment here, but who cares? I'll throw the score right at the top. It's all mad over here. Is one of maybe 2 movies for me in the past 10 years where I'd excuse it with that I hate so much, I despise people going, I want escapism.
Yeah.
It's like, dudes, you've got to treat movies as like a nutritive intake as well. Of course, like, they don't necessarily change the world, but it changes our insides.
Yeah.
And Furiosa manages to tick a box of being escapism, being a roller coaster, but also deeply intelligent on top of that, because George Miller is deeply intelligent in talking about systems, talking about climate change, talking about capitalism, etc., etc. But you can also just take off your thinking cap sometimes and go with the flow. You had an interesting point you wanted to say about
That's
this.
almost the inversion. So, yeah, here you've got an actress doing a lot with a little.
Yes.
But the film itself seems to take so much and is able to do a little with a lot. How do you keep one fight, flow, drive scene going when there is so much?
Thanks to that is, and she's actually a
going
South
on.
African lady originally. Margaret Sixel is George Miller's wife. Well, she's been in Australia when she felt that the days were too bad in a country like ours. So, and I'm talking about apartheid. So Margaret Sixel married George Miller. He went to her with Fury Road and he said, I'm so tired of what JP just described as the grey slop of blockbusterdom. And the reason why Fury Road feels like a miracle of ballet is because he said, I just want you, not just because you're a woman, but just because it would feel different to have you edit the flow of this movie. And so she co-edited on Furiosa. It doesn't then, because she split chores with another editor, I can't remember his name, maybe it doesn't achieve the same miracle level as Fury Road, but it is still definitely a George Miller movie. So it's not as strong as Fury Road, but it's 5 times stronger than any other action movie that you're looking forward to this year. Jeez, guys, just incredible. Like I said, A, economy of language, B, the ability to keep you on this roller coaster throughout. But, like, you still have one lung spare for Furiosa. In Fury Road, you lose both lungs. Like, you hold your breath. And, geez, you're looking at a character right now, that actress. There are characters and actors in this who steal. They have 5 minutes, and they steal the movie, like, in that short time. And you can pull off something like that. Now, when I talk about nobody's been in this movie, I have to obviously mention Chris Hemsworth, and I was a bit worried about him. I was worried also that George Miller was like, look, I don't know the guy, but I'll give him a chance. And what's really cool is that not once do you point at the screen and go, oh, it's Chris Hemsworth. In as much as with Dune, you're not going, oh, Oscar Isaac, oh, Zendaya too. You're like, no, that's Dune.
They inhabit
that's
space,
Furiosa. Now, his character is not necessarily as sophisticated as, say, Morton Joe, People Eater, or whoever else like that necessarily. But like you said, George Miller's like, it's also just a movie.
Yes.
JP, shut up.
Just have some fun.
Enjoy it.
Just have some
but
fun.
at the same time, like I said, you can get as deep as you like about it too. And that's what, if it's like I said, if a song can make you shake your butt, but also make you go, damn, that made me really think. Thank you, Kendrick. Then you've got AAA on your hands, and that's what we're dealing with Furiosa. I'm sorry, I'm running over my own time here.
Kendrick, nice. Okay, go for it, man.
So let's have another look at that featurette. Let's continue to talk about Anya Taylor-Joy's role as Furiosa in the movie that has been out for a week already. But hey, in case you needed a reminder, please do go watch.
This character is so inspirational. She's opened up a whole other universe for me.
You crawled out of a grave deeper than hell. The question is, do you have it in you to make it epic?
She makes herself a machine. She is a machine. When she sets her mind to something, that is it. Her refusal to go down, that is the only way through it. You have no idea who you are dealing with.
Yes, please.
Well done.
I'll take 2.
And just quickly on the point that she was almost talking like a dummy. She was like, she is a machine. But like that's how engrossed Anya Taylor-Joy was. Is like words can't really put into what these actors, what these directors, what these writers do. And Furiosa is one of those movies where don't even bother talking about it. Just go watch it.
So much
Just go
bigger
feel
than the
it.
sum of the parts. I absolutely love it. That being said, but I'm expecting, you've raised our expectations here. Can we get a popcorn
It's
score?
one of those movies where I didn't even know the score that I gave it. I had to
know.
ask you, but apparently JP gave it 9 out of 10.
Yo!
It's a movie where I do not care about numbers. I do not care about scores. But if you like numbers so much, there you go. So not as good as Fury Road, which is 11 out of 10. But,
We'll take it. It will stay. Well done, buddy. Absolutely loved it. Hanging on every word. Go and see it for yourself. It looks like an absolute banger.
All right.
Enjoy it.
So popcorn's done.